At first glance, Iran might look like the victim, especially after the USA carried out a surprise attack and killed the top leader, Ali Khamenei. What is often overlooked, however, is that the Iranian government has been extremely brutal for years, far more brutal than many people realize. Let's start with something that clearly sets Iran apart from other strict countries. Normally, when you travel abroad, you assume you are safe as long as you follow the law. In Iran, that's not necessarily true. The regime has turned the arrest of Western tourists and dual citizens into a systematic strategy. People are suddenly detained at airports or hotels and disappear into isolation for months. The accusation is almost always espionage. For example, the Swedish EU diplomat Johan Floderus was imprisoned for over 2 years after traveling to Iran on vacation. His trial was essentially a show, and in the end he was used as a bargaining chip in a prisoner exchange. And this tactic is still used today. A British couple, Craig and Lindsay Foreman, were arrested in 2025 during a motorcycle trip, despite having valid visas and a guide. They were sentenced to 10 years in prison and are still being held. Another shocking aspect is the continued use of extreme punishments. In Iran, so-called moral crimes can still lead to the death penalty. Sex outside of marriage, for example, is punishable by 100 lashes. If someone is convicted multiple times, they can even be executed. For married people, adultery can officially be punished by death through stoning. The laws even specify that the stones must be chosen in a way that prolongs suffering. Executions in general are extremely common. In 2024, over 1,000 people were executed. In 2025, that number nearly doubled to around 2,000. Many of these executions are justified with drug charges, which are often used as a pretext against minorities. What makes it even more disturbing is how these executions are carried out. In many cases, people are publicly hanged from construction cranes. There is no mechanism for a quick death. The victims slowly suffocate over several minutes, often in front of a forced audience. The legal system itself offers little protection. Trials can last only minutes, and confessions are often extracted through torture. These confessions are then broadcast on state television and used as the main evidence. The punishments are also extremely severe for other crimes. Even theft can lead to the amputation of fingers. Under the so-called eye for an eye principle, courts may even order the destruction of a person's eyesight as punishment. Women in Iran face particularly harsh repression. In recent years, the regime has intensified its control. Under new laws, women who refuse to wear a headscarf face not only prison, but also financial penalties, travel bans, and exclusion from education or heal. Violence against women has also increased significantly. At the same time, the state is using modern technology to enforce these rules. Surveillance drones monitor public spaces, and facial recognition systems at universities can identify women without head coverings. There is even an app that allows citizens to report women in real time. Those who report face no consequences, even if violence occurs, while people who try to help can be punished. Another aspect is how minors are treated. In Iran, girls as young as 9 and boys as young as 15 can be held fully criminally responsible. Although executing minors is illegal under international law, Iran often delays executions until the individuals reach adulthood. Sexual minorities are also heavily persecuted. Same-sex relationships can be punished with death. The regime does not tolerate any deviation from its strict worldview. Overall, Iran's justice system operates in a way that often ignores basic human rights. Punishments are extreme, trials are unfair, and the system is used as a tool to maintain power and control. When you look at all of this together, it becomes clear that Iran in 2026 remains one of the most repressive and brutal states in the world. Thank you for watching.